Hello. Welcome back to NFTs and Crypto with MoonPie. I am really excited to get started with this second episode. I realize that I've taken a little bit of a hiatus. It's been a good couple weeks, almost a month, I think. But I was dealing with a little bit of demotivation within the space. That kind of happens, but that's okay. We're going to kind of talk about that in the next episode. I wanted to kind of bring a little bit more of a personal aspect. And I'm going to use this as a little bit of a shift to kind of get away from this whole, trying to look at it, because I have gained and met a lot of great people within this space. And the reason why I did start this is because of the scam and toxic perception within the industry, because it's super difficult to kind of deal with, and it's straining when you're trying to enter the market. And even as myself, kind of trying to deal with the way that this certain communities kind of handle themselves is super draining. So I'm going to try and shift this around a little bit and keep kind of going in what I was originally had planned. And I just wanted to take the time to thank every single one of you. So everyone that's taken the time to like, subscribe, follow, give me some advice and pointers. I've really tried to, implement that. And that was like another one of the things that was like a little bit hard for me, because it is, like I don't have the best lighting, and I don't have this and I don't have that. But we're going to move forward, and we're going to just push through, this initial enter into this space. So I am excited. And before I get started into episode 2, I just really wanted to highlight that this is not financial advice. These videos are meant to be educational, and any project that I do mention or highlight within any of my videos, I will always let you know whether I'm invested, whether I help out with the project. This isn't really that type of site, or whether it's a paid promotion. So I more want to use them as examples, because it's a lot easier to kind of show when you're really looking into, specific NFTs and stuff like that. So let's move into episode 2. So welcome. If you are new here, I am super excited to kind of be your guide a little bit and maybe help educate you as you move into this space. And if you are returning, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So let's talk about NFT utility. In the first episode, we talked about what gives NFTs value. So us as consumers drive the market. We drive the market for everything. Anything that you buy, whether it be a product or a service, you are driving that market. So why, though, as consumers, why would we buy NFTs? Initially, when NFTs first entered the space, it was more in the lines of art. So again, I love this. This is one of the things that kind of spread open the art industry. And again, I am somebody that will purchase an NFT strictly for the art, because it's gorgeous. So as an art collector, you would buy an NFT in the hopes that when you purchase this NFT, it would increase in value, and you would then be able to make a profit off of selling this NFT. So in the last, I'm going to say probably year, 6 months heavy, has it exploded, is NFT utility. And this is essentially the benefit that NFTs are now trying. So specific projects are trying to attach a utility to their NFT so that it will offer you a benefit as a consumer and drive your interest in wanting to be a part of their project. So one of the main ones, and this is one of the, again, I won't mention, but a particular yacht club, as we move into like what you like NFT utilities you should look out for, would be event access. And as we know, again, this particular club offers access to parties, particular events, certain conferences, things that are going to be coming along, where you are actually granted real life access into these things. So this is a great one. I love this because in the aspect that it's putting a tangible benefit to the NFT that you're buying, as you are able to go and actually do something in the real world with it. So not every NFT is going to have this. I think it is a great one, but we have to keep in the aspect that this is a global industry. Most projects are actually going to have a global following, which means to actually get let's say an actual event or party put together where all of your holders are going to be able to access it is going to be probably pretty small, especially for smaller projects, right? These smaller projects are not going to have the means to actually put together these huge ass events and be able to get it. And also you as a consumer, you have to really look at it, right? Like, if I buy this NFT and it offers me the utility of event access, that's all good and dandy. But if the events are around the world and you now cannot get to them, then that utility really doesn't mean much to you anymore, right? So that is why I always say make sure that you're kind of like doing your research when you're looking, especially when it comes to real world aspects and like what it would offer. But again, this could be used, as I've seen it, as you would get discounts in particular hotels. So that's kind of cool and useful. But again, if those hotels are nowhere near you, then it would mean absolutely nothing to you. So again, there's nothing wrong with that. But another kind of access in the means of utility that NFT projects are starting to offer is also metaverse access. So this one used to kind of make me laugh because almost every single project that you initially were kind of like looking for, we're saying that we're creating a metaverse. So there can only be so many, well, there could be however many, but there's in realistic aspects, how many metaverses are there going to be? Like we already know of like ones like Facebook and Decentraland and Sandbox. But again, is every single project out there going to have their own metaverse, right? So just make sure you're doing your research. Make sure that you're really like taking the time to like delve into timelines. I think that's another huge one for me when you're really looking at the utility that an NFT can offer you, because you buy an NFT thinking that like, cool, I get this access, or I get to go into their metaverse or whatever the case may be, but then their launch of their metaverse isn't for like another year and a half. But you want to make sure that you're really kind of like shifting through these kinds of things. Another one that I also I almost put into the same category, but decided to keep them separate, was game access, because you know what, games are huge right now, and you can create so many games that people would be interested in. Like, I know even as myself as a gamer that it is attractive, but again, you have to be very you have to look into it very well and do your research, because and I'm not going to mention the project, but there was a particular project that launched, and then people seen the game quality or like went into their game or metaverse, and people were very, very disappointed. But that's going to happen. So that's why I always say make sure that you're looking at the timeline, especially when it comes with games. The nice thing about games and NFTs and what I'm liking about it is that you can have like a wide range of NFTs. So you can have an NFT where that would be your particular avatar within the game. You can also have NFTs which let's say are an armor or a power boost or a treasure chest that you would allow to like use within the game itself. So gaming is kind of one of the ones that is huge. It's fast growing. There's so many different aspects to it. So when you're really looking into the project itself, and especially a gaming project, you want to make sure that you're really looking into what that NFT is going to get you, or what that NFT is, right? I've known people to go and mint an NFT and it be like just a power up or the same thing that you would get, like the same avatar but 50 times. So you want to just kind of like make sure that you're really like looking into this kind of like game aspect. So another kind of access, and I like hummed and hawed about whether to include this as like a utility, because in most Discords, and again, if you don't know what Discord is, you'd like to know more, you can hit me up below, but it's pretty much it's an app, obviously, but it's like a communications app where these projects are able to create community servers that allow everyone to kind of come in, and then they have different channels within these servers that you can talk. So when I say Discord access or channel access, a lot of these projects have alpha channels or VIP access. So in these alpha channels, they kind of do things like minting suggestions, and they help newcomers kind of coming into the market. This one was hard because most Discord communities offer like a holders chat. So as a holder of the NFT, you verify within their Discord and you get a particular role. And again, you would have access to specific channels that not every person entering their Discord would have access to. So this one's kind of, if learning is your thing, this is like huge, because some of these alpha discords or channels are super, super helpful. They really push to kind of actually have knowledge, and that's why I actually found them super helpful, because it is, you can go in and you can ask questions and you can really talk to people. And they're also really taking the time to do the research as well, before they push out some of these projects, saying, hey, this is a good project, we've been watching this project. So that's why having access to some of these channels is really, really good. And like, that's why I'm not going to dog it as a utility, but it is one that's, is it really giving you a lot of benefit? I don't know. It's depending on you as a consumer, right? It's depending on what you're really looking for. So another one of the tangible ones that I'm really liking kind of seeing coming into the market would be, physical items. So a particular project that I'm a part of, that I've invested in, I should say, offer, or looking to have little toys of the NFT that you have purchased. Now, this is really cool. I think this is really sweet. It puts more of a tangible aspect in it. It's kind of more attractive to consumers as the utility starts to blow up a little bit more, because it's you can have a tangible aspect, like you can hold it in your hand. So that's a huge thing that people have trouble with, right? So there's a particular project that if you buy the sneaker NFT, you'll get a physical copy of the sneaker as well. So this is awesome. Like, I think this is super cool. And it even comes to that aspect, like big companies like Victoria's Secret starting to sell virtual underwear and stuff like that, and lingerie. It would be super sweet if things like that actually, you bought the NFT and you got the physical version of it as well. Again, I have no idea whether that's a thing, but we're just going into the process of how these, the tangible utility can really actually expand in this market. And I think it's a good one to kind of focus on. Right now, it's kind of, especially with smaller projects, it's more like a swag aspect. You can get a t-shirt, get certain, items relating to the project, and not necessarily just your NFT, because like that's the tangible one is one that would actually take a lot of, capital to kind of back, especially because you're going to have to try and send these all out and kind of do, and especially the one with the toy of your own individual trying to make, I think the project had 4,000 NFTs. To try and make every individual one would cost a lot of money. So you have to kind of start thinking about things like that, especially when it comes to smaller projects as well. So one of the ones that really actually captured my interest in the beginning was breeding. And I know it seems kind of weird because, like you think about it, like breeding what? Like breeding pictures? Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about, breeding pictures. So you would take two of the NFTs that you purchase. Now, a particular project that I am a part of, and actually Miss I can't even point, Miss Moonpie here, this one right here, she is part of a breeding NFT, and that is actually what attracted me to her. And I had mentioned it last time that it is one of the first NFTs that I had purchased, and actually one of the first NFTs in the space to kind of like push out into the breeding. But I'm just gonna not really talk about that project too much, because it was one of their strong suits, but it was also one of their downfalls because they didn't really pull the trigger fast enough. But again, breeding would necessarily be like, there's Moonpie, and then they also have a lion as well, so a male kind of version of another NFT. And you would take both of those NFTs and you would essentially, usually it's just paying for the gas, and you would get another NFT. So, with this one and the lion, I will get a baby cub. And the funny thing is that actually just launched the other day, finally, that you would be able to breed them. So I've followed a few smaller projects that have breeding. It's a super cool utility, again, in the aspect of how valuable it would be. It's all depending, again, on the value of these babies or the breeding or how it continues on. It's just essentially giving you another NFT, which there's nothing wrong with. I think that's amazing. And one of the ones that really kind of captured my interest in the beginning. So another one, and I'm going to kind of, this one is half and half for me, is airdrops. So airdrop as a utility would necessarily kind of mean that as you move forward, you would get an airdrop later. So you purchase an NFT, they say that as a utility that they will either airdrop you another one of the same, or let's say a different one, or let's say an accessory. So I've seen it kind of done in many different ways where, maybe they do like a 1-to-1 kind of deal, where you buy one and then they airdrop you another one. So this is essentially just you buy the NFT and the project will then do a whole airdrop and you will get an NFT pop up in your wallet. This one's good because you get another NFT, but again, do your research, make sure you're kind of like looking into it. Sometimes you have to follow the timeline and sometimes you have to like hit go into their minting to be able to kind of, and like give your wallets and stuff like that. So that one, it, again, is super awesome, but if there's no value to this NFT to begin with, then, what good is another NFT, right? So do your own research. So another one would be burning/merging. So this as a utility is another one of those ones that is kind of a little bit hard, only because, it's good because it increases the value of the project, because if you are taking some out, it is obviously going to increase the value of the remaining. It makes particular ones more rare. So usually what this means is that you would go and I'm trying to think of a way that I can explain this, where you would send your NFT to them or to the project or to their wallet, however they have it set up, and you would burn it for either, and we're going to get into this in like the last kind of utility that I'm going to talk about, which is staking. But a lot of these projects are now creating their own coin or like token. So you would essentially send away and burn, it would be gone, your NFT, and you would receive something in return. So a lot of the aspects, like I said, right now, this is going to be their own token is kind of how it's going right now, and the burning aspect, or how I've kind of seen the burning aspect go. And it's kind of the same thing with merging, right, where you can take kind of two and you can merge them together. I haven't really seen this as much, but this is one that I kind of, wanted to just kind of highlight, because it is with the burning and the merging, it's kind of the same aspect. So with the very last one that I'm going to talk about, especially when it comes to the utility, it's going to be staking. So this one has blown up. This has become one of probably the most offered utilities to date right now. And I feel like almost every project is really jumping on the staking train. So staking would mean that you would put your NFT up. So this one's hard, because now being a part of a project that does it a little bit differently. Usually when you go to stake, the project would have their own staking site, and you would essentially go on and stake your NFT with them, meaning that your NFT would actually leave your wallet as well. So you would stake it, send it to their staking site, and in the staking site, it would gain a particular amount of tokens. So I will actually show an example of this one, just because I think that this one is, this one's very interesting, but also, like I said, one of the fast growing kind of utilities that's in the market. And it's one of the ones that, again, can be very well, but if the token doesn't have any value, or that it is not usable or transferred to any kind of actual cryptocurrency, or they don't have anything backing it, then really staking is just putting your NFT up to gain their own token. So again, there's nothing wrong with this. I'm part of a particular project, and I'll actually show, I think I might show this one. I think this is going to be the project that I'll show as an example. This project actually went into, and I really should have looked up this word. Anyway, they went into staking where it doesn't leave your wallet. So you can stake your NFT and it stays in your wallet, and it is also staked within their site, and you are collecting their token. So again, I always just want to recommend, and this is one of those things that I want to recommend to everyone, make sure that you do your own research, okay? Make sure you take the time. Make sure that you're looking at timelines, and make sure that you're actually, the places that you're going to find this information are usually going to be in their Discords, and it's going to be within Twitter. I wasn't huge into Twitter before coming into this space, but one of the main places that I find a lot of information for NFT projects, it's actually on Twitter. So Twitter, Discord, these are the main two that I would actually firstly always go in. So and when you're going into a Discord, it's super hard because you want to start kind of looking at the community. You want to feel the vibe of the community and kind of how the people that are involved with the project are actually handling everything, because it is one of the things that this is something that's blowing up, and there's so many people and so many that are just rushing into the scene, and that's, I'm going to talk about that more in the next episode too, because this whole decentralized area within the space makes it a little bit difficult for new people to kind of enter. So when you are coming in and you are looking at utility, just be sure, right? Be sure that you are doing your own research. You're going into their Discords, you're going into their Twitter, you are making sure that you're asking questions. Please don't be afraid to ask questions. That's what these Discords are for. And I know that it's actually going to be a little bit intimidating to begin with, and it's just one of the things that always make sure that you find something that you find interest in, that I'm actually not, I will not buy an NFT unless I like the art. I know that's actually maybe a little bad, and I've missed out on a lot of projects with a lot of, potential revenue gain because I particularly didn't like the art or something like that in it. So, you really have to do your time and research when you're looking into it, because there are two different things. You're either going to be in a project that is for a long hold, and that may take some time, and like I told you, that's why I say timelines are a huge thing. Maybe projects have things coming out, but they're not coming out for a couple months, and that's super hard, right? So you just want to make sure that it's something that you can do. So I feel like a lot of people go in, they invest, or they look in the utility, and they think that they are going to have an instant I love it in the space. When's Lambo? But in most projects, it's not going to be that way. And especially when you're looking in the NFT space, there's just so many coming out right now that you really have to take the time. So I'm just going to do quickly. I'm already way over the time that I wanted to be for this video. But I'm going to do a quick switch over just so that we could possibly kind of just take a quick look here. And I'll show you just kind of staking and what it would kind of maybe look like a little bit, because I think it's super important. So I am going to kind of switch over to screen record here, and I'm really just I really want to, bear with me here. But all right, so I think I figured this out. So this is Discord, okay? This is what Discord looks like on the laptop here. As you can see over on the sides here, these are going to be the different NFT projects. So this is World of Solana. This is the Greedy Syndicate. We're going to pop out of that one there quickly. So this is the Armadillos. You can see this is the Art Monkeys. So some of these projects I'm invested in, some of these projects I help out with. But when we're looking and we're going into a Discord, you're usually going to have to come in. There's a welcoming, and then there's a quick verify, and then you'll have access to all of these channels here. So If you want to know more, you want a step-by-step, anything like that, please just hit me up in the comments and I will gladly do another video kind of explaining a little bit more about Discord. But when you're looking for utility and you're looking for projects, the first thing you want to do is you definitely want to look into their announcements. As you can see here, important staking update. It will go in and tell you a bunch of information in here as well. Another one would be the official links. This is where you're going to find all of their social medias. If they are already on secondary markets and stuff like that, like up here, you will be able to find them as well. Another one, when you're looking at pre-minting projects, sneak peeks is an awesome place to kind of come in and look at projects as well, because they're going to kind of just show you little bits before the release of the project itself. So another one, this one's super good, and you always want to make sure that you look into their roadmaps. I really love this project, and I am going to quickly do this, trying not to take too much of their time, but they actually created another separate document for this, which I absolutely love. It's absolutely gorgeous. You can see that this project has put a lot of time into outlining and delivering like a very thorough roadmap of their project, which I think is absolutely amazing. These are the things that you really want to look out for, especially when you're looking at projects. So kicking back over here, this is just kind of the outline. They have a quick one that you can kind of see here. This is where you're going to find out how much mint price is, when mint dates, how much a project, what the utility is that they're offering. So this is why I always say to make sure that you're like looking in Discord. Again, it is going to be super kind of intimidating to begin with. They usually have a general chat that you can go in here and you can ask questions. There'll be mods, which are people that are help out with the projects, and you'll be able to kind of talk with them here. So the reason why I did want to show this is that they do offer staking as well. I'm not sure what's looking like this page right here. We'll just refresh. So you can see here that this is their staking site. It would be considered this up here, this store.worldofsolana.io. So most of them are going to create a site like this as well. I should already have been connected there, but that is okay. So we can see here that I have 2 World of Solana women. I am staking them currently, and you can see here that I've actually earned 11 WAS already. WAS would be considered their token. So you can see here that it earns 1.1 WAS per day per each NFT that you hold. They'll be using this token as a means to buy upgrades, to buy pets and stuff like that, so that you can have additions to their NFTs as well. I really like this project because this is one that shows the NFTs here on their site, but is not one that takes them out of your wallet. So I'm going to quickly move over here, as the armadillos are another awesome project that are offering staking as well. I am invested in this project, and I will move over, as this is their staking site, as you see right here, staking.angrydillos.com. So I have staked 1 Dillo. I actually tried to do this, but the sound was not on, so I will now show you. Thankfully, I have another Dillo here. So this Dillo, in this staking process, it actually takes it out of my wallet, but I am just going to quickly show you here how quickly and kind of easy that it is, hopefully. So I will stake this Dillo right here. I will hit approve in my wallet, and then you can kind of see that it's going. So I will not wait if it does take too long on this, as it is a little bit of a process, as this one takes it straight out of my wallet as well. And as you see, this one costed a tiny little bit of SOL as well to stake it initially. So the World of Solana was actually really nice with that. You didn't have to pay a SOL fee. So you can see here now that staking has been successful already, and I legitimately am not lying when I say I just did this video 5 minutes ago. I've already earned 0.2708 Dillos. So this would again consider their own token. So this is one that is super awesome and that you kind of want to make sure. So again, I'm going to kind of switch over again, but I will always say make sure to do your research, make sure that you kind of look into it, because again, these tokens will have no value if there is nothing that can come up with them. So as I will just quickly kind of go back into the Dillos here, they are kind of super awesome in that they are trying to, I do believe, roll out an auction already where you can use your Dillo coin and kind of go into an auction to purchase one of their NFTs. So again, I just kind of wanted to show you this because it's a little bit scary sometimes, and it is one of the things that takes, some effort into like actually digging in and seeing what these coins are going to either offer you, whether it's worth it to stake them. And again, always being sure that you are looking into the project, because most of these projects, the NFT will be taken out of your wallet. So it is kind of a risk as well. But again, I just wanted to show you. Thanks again. We'll pop back over to me. So I'm just going to end it. The video is already far more longer than I expected it to be, but that's okay. So thank you for coming to join me for episode 2. If there's anything you want to know more about the utility, please do not hesitate. Hit me up in the comments, shoot me a DM. I am super open to kind of talking about it. I think it's super important for everyone to make sure, and I'm going to do this again, make sure you do your own research. This is not financial advice, and always spend what you can afford to lose, okay? Because this is NFTs, this is a slight gamble, and you always want to kind of make sure that you are in recognition of this, because, it is a super difficult market, and when you lose money that you cannot afford, it's really hard. So thank you so much. I really appreciate every single person that has tuned in. I hope to get this going a little bit faster. Look out for my 3rd episode. We'll be talking about the toxicity and scam perception of the market. I will highlight scams that you should watch out for. I am hoping to really kind of move in quickly so that we can kind of start showing wallets and stuff like that as well. But I really just wanted to touch on this one because, again, it really was a demotivator for me. But I'm going to try and hold on to this and spin it around in a different aspect, because it is a great space when you know what's going on. So thank you. Have a good day, evening, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. And thank you so much for joining me. Moon Pie signing out.